can you just give us just a little, just kind of who are the players involved a little bit, and kind of what are we looking at in terms of, initial steps, kind of a brief timeline. You guys go check out the website. I've dropped the link a couple times in the chat because there's a lot of information there, and there's also a Facebook page, but definitely go to the website because that will definitely be the main source of information. You can sign up for more information. And I know we talked about maybe hosting, community parties or get-togethers, or so. Like, what are we thinking about?
Yes. If you go to our website, brandnewcongress.org, and there's a timeline that goes into how we're gonna try and pull this thing off. So, and it does seem overwhelming, but one of the things we're going to do is what I'm doing right now, putting this idea out there, talking to people who are passionate, who have been asking that question, what do we do next? We don't propose to have everything, and we're pulling something off that we're trying to hit every congressional district in the country. So it is very important to tap into that grassroots, and the grassroots has either brought out or developed a lot of skills in people that can be put to use after the presidential campaign is over. So we are looking for people willing to get together in their communities. We will come out. We're planning a barnstorming tour that's going to start in May and run through June. We're asking people to, because you know your community best. You know these people who are perhaps have qualities that make them a great leader in the community. And we want to try and convince these people to run. So volunteers are very essential to this project because these people, you deal with them, they're your neighbors, they're, colleagues, it can be you. But if it's anyone who wants to take that leap, we're going to try to get together. And out of these meetings also, we want to establish search committees, because that also helps form the infrastructure, because you're going to tell us give us information on who's running, giving us the initial research so that we can go through a process of vetting a candidate and seeing, what we can do to help them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a crucial part. It's something like what the Bernie campaign did, and we're going to do things a little different by empowering people from the start. We saw with the Bernie campaign, a lot of people were disappointed because the offices got opened up rather late, and it really could have helped volunteers to have a space. So we will also be opening up offices early and getting the tools in people's hands. So we've got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of great people working with us to put this together. But once again, with any organization, the most valuable power we could have is volunteers. Anyone will tell you, you really, really need that energy and passion to help bring it together. We saw what it did with OFA, electing President Obama. We've seen it with the Bernie movement. So we're going to keep this going, or I should say revolution. So we're going to try and keep this going in a direction. It's more of a political track. It may not be for everybody, but some people, they've got bitten by the bug, and we'd love to talk to them, and we'll come out and see you and get you to work and start organizing.
2 things from the chat room. One, it said brand new Congress lawn signs. I think people want lawn signs, and it seems like it's going over very well in the chat room. Like, everyone I talked to so far about this is like really excited. I know there are other initiatives that people have started up, but like this one really seems to have a real plan, some teeth, and people who have some firsthand knowledge of what it takes to go around the country and actually set up, these types of events and stuff, and relationships with candidates. The other question we had though was, so as the progressive movement figures a way forward, does a Hillary Clinton presidency give you fertile ground for the cause to flourish?
It really doesn't matter. I mean, whoever's president it really, in terms of us organizing, but I think once we accomplish this, if we manage to get a lot of candidates to run and say take over the House, the Congress would be the check and balance. So it would depend on, I really can't say that Hillary's presidency, we would have to just deal with whatever comes up. But no matter what happens, who's in office, we're going to keep organizing, because what we're creating here is something that can be duplicated for those on the local and state level. It's basically would be the same concept to do it. So this is really good to perhaps provide a template. But in terms of Hillary, we just got to wait and see what happens. We have to be a check and balance on that anyway. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Right. And even Bernie said that himself. I said this last night. I'll say it again. Like at the town hall when he got asked about OFA and how do you lead a movement and be president. I mean, let's be clear. He's never been our leader. He's been our inspiration. He's been motivation.
Right.
But there are leaders rising up from the ranks themselves to lead all this. And regardless, even if Bernie is president, right, we still have to have that check and balance. We still need to make sure that we're holding people accountable and we're providing the support. I say this all the time. All those people that have stepped out there to support Bernie Sanders, like whether they're up and coming people trying to run for office, people already in office, we need to make sure we have their back. We need to make sure that we're supporting the people who supported us when it mattered, and that they know that we're not going to let them down, because it has been a lot for some people in some areas. We've seen that with some folks here in Georgia, that people were basically being silenced, right, or threatened with, you're not going to be able to run again, you're going to lose this position. I mean, it happens all over the place. So we need to make sure we're about this life. Well, you need to make sure you're about it all the way through come election day for some of these different races, and don't just go vote. Help out if you can, because that's really what makes a difference. We want politicians to be accountable to us. That we need to create an environment where they're able to. We need to help them build their team, right?